Have you ever been in a trade and you did not know when to exit or even how to exit that particular trade? If you're anything like me, then that means that you've probably been struggling for a long period of time on how to actually exit, but not just exit, exit with a sense of peace. That is two totally different things. Many of us have been exiting trades and later on we're like, oh man, I wish I would have done this or wish I would have done that. I'm not here to say that you're not being grateful for what you've gotten. And the same thing with me. I deal and have dealt with the same thing in the past where I don't deal with it anymore because of what I'm about to show you in this video. But in the past, I struggled with actually being satisfied whenever I closed a trade out. And it wasn't because I was trying to close at the perfect time, make the most amount of money. I just simply wanted to capitalize on what the Lord was giving me on that particular trade that day and not just exit just because I started to feel emotional, but I wanted to actually build an exiting plan that was sufficient, but also it gave me peace, which is ultimately the most that we want in this whole trading aspect is we want to trade with peace, right? We want to trade with peace, with consistency, and something that, of course, at the end of the day, is profitable. Now, with this whole exit plan, there's actually a scripture that I have applied my trading plan based upon. Now, whenever I'm talking about Bible, I am here to talk about application and principles, not interpretation. I am not here to change God's word at all. But what I am doing is I'm using God's word and I'm applying it in different areas of my life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's with my business, with my trading, just all these different things. What I'm doing is we're going to use what God said and we're going to use principles from what he has said into, of course, a prime example into our trading, right? So this whole trading exit plan has been based upon Ecclesiastes 11:6. It says, plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon. For you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. All right, let's circle this, or maybe both. All right, so the deal is, of course, I want to be so clear that this is not interpretation. This is only application. All right, we are only using this principle and we're going to pick this principle up and we're going to see how we can apply it to our exit strategy. Okay, so for you to not know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. All right, so what really got me about this whole thing was, or maybe both. All right, so that means that there's an opportunity that I might can create something that I can have an exit plan with different RRs, right? But not having to take partial profits. All right, so I want to have my full RR, take advantage of that, take my full 1-to-1, 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s off the table, but yet not have to take partial profits. All right, so I'm going to give you guys right now this whole blueprint of what I am talking about right here. All right, so we're going to go to my notes and we're going to actually look at these things. So I want to give you guys kind of an example. So we're going to do two examples. Okay, we are going to I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what this exit strategy is, and I'm going to show you what it actually looked like on today's trade. So every morning from 7 to 8 a.m., maybe sometimes longer, and I might not start until I'll say this, I go live between 7 a.m. to 7:30, but it usually don't end until around 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Okay, so what I do is I have different setups that I just allow y'all to see what I'm looking to trade that day. Right, so you're going to see my whole blueprint on how I'm actually looking to trading the gold zone strategy each day. So guys, you don't want to miss out. Also, if you have a specific pair or indices, futures, whatever it is that you trade, if you just let me know to look at it, on the live, I'll go and check it out too, and we can kind of look at it together as well. So it's really cool. Again, that is at 7 a.m. All right, Eastern time. So this is the exit plan. So we're going to just pretend, right, that we have $1,000, right? Let's just, we're there. We have $1,000. You have $1,000 right now that you're saying, listen, I want to trade with this $1,000. So what I did was I split the money up in 5 different accounts. So if you have $1,000, it would actually be $200. It would be $200 in each account. Now this is so important because you have to begin to look at your trading in each account as its own business. Don't just look at it as, oh, I just have a trading account. No, every trading account that you open is a business, okay? This is business number 1. This is business number 2. Whatever you want to name it, these are your different businesses, okay? We have to start having different perspective about this whole trading thing and not just do it and not just see it as just something I'm doing, but we have to begin to take it serious, right? So next thing is getting a trade copier. So I use Traders Connect, all right? You guys can go and look it up, but getting a trade copier. So what a trade copier is going to do is with those all 5 accounts, there's going to be 1 master account and there's going to be 4 other slave accounts if I'm breaking it up into 5 different accounts. Now, when I say 5 different accounts, you don't have to do 5 different accounts. You can do only 2 accounts. You can do 3 accounts. You can do 6 accounts, 10 accounts. This is just an example, right? This is just my example of 5 accounts and breaking it up into $200. But you're going to get a trade copier. I like Trader Connect, but there's others out there that I don't know. Just do your due diligence and just see. I like trade copier, but that's not end all be all. There's others out there. But whenever you have this trade copier, what it's going to do, if you don't know what a trade copier is if you take one account, if you take the trade, and this is called the master's account. If you take one trade on the master's account, it is going to trigger all 4 other accounts. So let's just say that you bought on NASDAQ today, you got in for a long position at 25,200. Well, once you got into that long position, that same trade has triggered on all 4 accounts. So that one trade is now on all your accounts at one time. So you got into the trade at the same time on all 5 of your accounts, okay? Now, once you place a stop loss on that master's account, it's also going to have that same stop loss on all the other accounts as well, okay? But what I do not use a take profit. And here is why. The reason I don't do a take profit on each account, the reason I don't want the take profit to be all the same is I want each account to have its own RR. All right. So risk, if you don't know what RR is, that's a risk to reward, right? I want each account to have its own risk to reward. Okay. So now I'm going to show you my exact plan, and we're going to go to actually TradingView, and I'm going to show you an exact trade setup that you could have copied and pasted today if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could have copied and pasted the same trade today. But I'm going to first give you a breakdown, and then we're going to look at it, okay? So master account, my master account is I'm looking for a 1 to 5. Or anything above 1 to 5, right? So it could be a 1 to 7 or 1 to 6. It just is a 1 to 5 and above. So I may start taking partial profits once we get to that 1 to 5. All right. Now my account 2, I have it to close at a 1 to 1. Now I'm going in manually and I'm doing this, right? So I already have account 2. Take profit is at a 1 to 1. It's already locked in, right? It's already locked in because sometimes price can move very quickly. Right? So I already have my take profit at the 1 to 1 on my second account. So account number 2. Now I know some traders right now are like, why are you taking a 1 to 1? Listen, I believe that a 1 to 1 is extremely powerful. I believe that a 1 to 1 is actually a game changer. And for some of you that have been chasing these 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, 1 to 2s sometimes, and they're not working, and you keep having these major drawdowns, I challenge you to start taking these 1 to 1s. These 1 to 1s are going to build you confidence. I believe they can definitely keep your account a lot safer and healthier because now, and not only your account, but you mentally, some of you are holding these long trades and you are freaking out the whole entire time. You keep staring at the account the whole entire time because you're hoping that you get to these bigger RRs. And if that's your strategy, then great. But if you know you're struggling, take these one-to-ones. One-to-ones are 100% gains. All right. I want us to start looking at things, stop looking at things from a worldly perspective and start looking at things from a kingdom perspective. And the reason I say that is in the Bible, in Matthew, Jesus talks about the master that give his servants these talents, right? And he says that two turned into two more, five turned into five more, right? Those are just one-to-ones, y'all. If I have two and I make two more, that's a one-to-one. But guess what? We call it stupid and crazy, but God calls that faithful. So be faithful. That one-to-one means a lot. That one-to-one, yes, to the world and to many traders out there, it doesn't make sense. But I'm telling you, from a perspective of using a principle from Scripture, one-to-ones are very powerful. And I'm not just saying that because I'm guessing. No, I've actually seen the fruit of just taking one-to-ones on an account and how consistent and how peaceful it has caused me to be even in my trading, right? So, in saying all that right there, right? One-to-ones are good. Do not think that they are bad because traders have said that they were bad. If you have a strategy that is consistent, then listen, that one-to-one it can bring you income. How about that? Right? Now, account two. Account three is a 1-to-2. Now, notice that my account 2 is a 1-to-1, but my account 1 is a 1.5, and I a 1 to 5 RR. And I should have been clear on that the first time. So the reason that it's like that is because this is my master account. I need this to be the last account, right? The reason I need this to be the last account. Mom, what you got going on? The reason I need this to be the last account is because this is where I'm going to be protecting my trades, pushing my stop loss every time we get to a different RR. Right, so I need this to be the last one. So if we're at account number 3 and we're at a 1-to-2, I need to use this master account to protect, because I still have account 4 and account 5 that's out there. So I still want to manage these trades properly at the same time. And my 1-to-5 account, that's the last leg, right? So that's the account that I'm actually, adjusting. I actually can take partial profits. That's the one I'm actually controlling. Okay, so account 3 is closing at a 1-to-2. All right, so it's closing at a 1-to-2. Account 4, 1-to-3, and account 5 is a 1-to-4. All right, and remember when I said that each account is its own business. So you cannot have this mindset, oh, if I would have just risked $200 on this $1,000, I'd have been making $200. No, you're still missing the point, right? You're still missing the point. The point is you being able to exit sufficiently, exit with peace, and exit with consistency, and be able to take advantage of the whole market move. This is not based upon greed. This is based upon maturity and systematic. Okay. Now, of course, we got that 1-to-5 that's still roaming out there. You take profit whenever you want to do that. Like look for 1-to-10s. You know what I mean? That's more so that holding account. All right. Now let's actually see what this looked like for me today on a trade that I took today. All right. We're going to jump to trading view. All right. So this exact trade that is on the screen right now is the exact trade that you could have took this morning on Bitcoin setup, right? Not only that, but also we go through NASDAQ, we go through Ethereum, which was absolutely this is beautiful. Break, retest at the gold zone. You can have a stop loss of about 30 if you want to, right? This is beautiful. This is at a 3-to-1, almost a 4-to-1 right now. That's beautiful, right? Now this morning with US 30, we got US 30 this morning. We had this. We talked about this key level here and looking for this breakout level right here. It was beautiful. Break, retest, push up. Now right here we did get this breakout out of the gold zone. And EUR USD, no setup for that. And we also go through gold. All right. But let's talk about this specific trade that I took today on Bitcoin, right? So this morning on Bitcoin, this is exactly what it would look like. So we're going to actually rewind here. So once I got into this particular trade, it looks literally like this. We got a nice break. I'm looking for that. I would then look for I would go to the 5 minutes and I would look for my entry on Bitcoin, right? So things are different based upon how I'm trading. But guys, I love Bitcoin, right? So we're simply looking for a break, retest, stop loss is 250. So my stop loss is always at 250 for Bitcoin. Once we got the break, okay, cool. We got close for a retest, but we didn't get it for a retest. That's okay, especially while trading Bitcoin. I'm not always looking for that retest constantly, okay? Hey, girl. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Okay, so once price, and y'all, I'm giving y'all my whole exact breakdown of a strategy on what I am looking for. All right. Once price got to another 250, I am looking for, this is a one-to-one. We're looking for just one-to-one. Okay. So one account. So remember, account 2 in my head, I'm like, okay, if account 2 gets down to this gold zone level down here as well, I am now looking for I know my account is going to close there and I'm going to lock in that whole one-to-one, right? So as we go, boom, price gets to that one-to-one, my account has now exited, right? That account 2 is now exiting. Now I have all these others account going. Now, what I'm looking for now is a 1-to-2. All right. Now, here's the thing. Once we hit that target of a 1-to-1, my stop loss is not going to stay the same. All right. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to bring my stop loss down to maybe half or a little under half. So something like this, right? And there will be times though where I'm just like, okay, I'm pretty like confident that price wants to reverse. Well, then I may move my stop loss to break even. Okay. But as of now, what I typically do is just bring my stop loss to half or a little under half just to still give it some room to operate, or maybe it comes to retouch that same go zone and we finally get that real push down that we're looking for. Okay. So once price gets down to our 1-to-2, we're now going to make some changes to some things. All right. So we're not quite there yet. I'm going to restart this just so I can see my exact numbers with the stop loss. But boom, that's our 1-to-2. So we're at a 1-to-2 here. So at this point, once we get to a 1-to-2, the next thing I'm doing is I am moving my stop loss to break even. The third account has already closed. I have now locked in a whole 1-to-2 on my account. All right. Now, next thing that I am looking to do is look for a 1-to-3. All right. So let's just pretend that this is a 1-to-3. I don't really know exactly where that 1-to-3 is. Somewhere down here, y'all. So price gets to that 1-to-3. Well, this is the next thing that I'm doing. All right. So price gets to a 1-to-3. I am then going to move my stop loss. Right. I'm going to move my stop loss to a 1-to-1. So I'm now going to move my stop loss all the way down here. And boom. So now, once we get to that 1-to-3, I have one account. I have that 1-to-3 account has now closed, and I have my stop loss and now at a 1-to-1 because I still have 2 accounts that's out there that's still running, right? It's still looking for an exit. So I don't want that whole account to go back to break even. I want to go ahead and lock in that 1-to-1 just in case price goes back against us, right? But I still want to give market room to be able to breathe and do its thing, right? Boom. So that's that spike down. Once price gets to a 1-to-4 though, let's say that once price gets to a 1-to-4, I'm now going to bring my stop loss to a 1-to-2. So I'm typically going to trail my stop loss behind current price to a 1-to-2. All right. Unless we've already reached that 5-to-1, then I might tighten it up, might close there because I want to lock in. I don't want to be up a 1-to-7. And then end up closing like a 1-to-5. So I'll probably bring it to like a 1-to-6. I might just trail it a little bit tighter. It all just depends. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Once we get to that 1-to-5, I could just lock it in. I could leave it at a 1-to-5. My stop loss at a 1-to-5, and let price just do whatever at that point. That's just be wise. All right, know your market that you're trading at. Okay, but y'all, that is literally how I now exit. And y'all, it has been so peaceful. It has been so peaceful. Now, I will say this: if you are in the business of, listen, I have $1,000, I want to risk, $200 on this trade, $300 on this trade. Listen, you go and do that, right? But for those that are growing slowly, consistently, and just want to have peace in trading and peace in your exit strategy, check this out. I believe you might enjoy it. All right. It has been awesome for me. But at the end of the day, you are the one that's trading. So I want you to do whatever the Lord lays in your heart. Continue to put God first in every area, every space of your life. Right. Begin to seek God. He is your first priority in your life. So pray. Ask the Lord, Lord, give me an exit strategy. And if this one gives you peace, y'all, you should try it. And again, I go live Monday through Friday. We look at setups for the day. We also have some prayer times, and sometimes I'm able to squeeze in a quick little Bible study whenever I can. Okay, but look, God bless y'all, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.